Sergio Perez achieved the ultimate redemption last time out in Monaco after Red Bull's controversial decision to wreck Perez's race in Spain, demanding Checo move over to let Verstappen take the win that day. After triumphing in Monaco, Perez cut the gap to Verstappen to just 15 points in the Drivers' Championship as he outright beat Max in both the qualifying and the race itself. And given the new regulation Red Bull car seemingly suiting the Mexican's driving style more than that of Verstappen, and Perez's performances starting to elevate rapidly, many started suggesting a change of the guards moment down at Red Bull, as Checo is now starting to pose a prodigious threat to Verstappen's title defense charge. So why is Perez suddenly a serious roadblock to Verstappen's championship hopes? How does Red Bull boss Horner's recent outburst suggest Checo is quickly climbing up the ladder and diminishing his second driver role? And why is another member of the Red Bull team vividly in disagreement with Perez posing a threat to Verstappen? That's exactly what we'll be covering in depth in today's video. Following Verstappen's disappointing P3 finish in the Monaco Grand Prix, Max's father Jos went into complete offense mode as he publicly took aim at Red Bull for not giving the Dutchman the priority treatment he deserved that weekend, as well as the underlying issue of this year's Red Bull not built directly around Max's driving style. Red Bull achieved a good result, but at the same time exerted little influence to help Max to the front. That he finished third, he owes to Ferrari's mistake at that second stop of Charles, the former F1 driver suggested. The championship leader, Max, was not helped in that sense by the chosen strategy. It turned completely to Checo's favor. That was disappointing to me, and I would have liked it to be different for the championship leader, he added, before hitting out at Red Bull for their inability to provide Max with his own car philosophy. It starts with the car, which simply doesn't have the characteristics for his driving style yet. Max has far too little grip at the front axle, and especially in Monaco, with all those short corners, you need a car that turns very quickly. That was just hard, Jos signed off, before adding he believes 10 points were completely wiped out of his son's championship hunt simply because the team prioritized Perez with the strategy. There is no denying that Sergio Perez has taken a massive step up over the winter, as he's driving that Red Bull with the utmost confidence. But the car itself undoubtedly has a massive part in his recent glory, as Verstappen's suggestions of the car philosophy favoring the Mexican driver seem highly probable and accurate. Perez quickly jumped on the hype train, with the 32-year-old confidently stating he is certainly at the absolute peak of his career at the moment, as his chances to fulfill his maiden championship aspirations couldn't be any better. Christian Horner is fully aware of the inter-team battle slowly brewing in his own backyard, and many expected him to step in and put Perez into his usual position of being second fiddle to Verstappen. But the Red Bull chief is adamant about not doing so, as he had a sharp response to Jos Verstappen suggesting the team better start giving Max priority treatment. It's not Sergio Perez racing or Max Verstappen racing, it's Red Bull racing, and they work for the team. They have a responsibility. They drive the cars that the 800 employees here have designed and produced for them, so they're one link in the chain, Horner commandingly stated in response to Jos's demands, not really sounding like the team is necessarily ready to favor their latest world champion if it means sacrificing Perez's own title chances. So, is Horner potentially seeing something we're not? Red Bull won 4 races on the bounce, so once the team established itself as the class of the field in 2022, most fans started to expect Red Bull to step in and assert Max as the clear favorite, with Perez settling into a supportive role exactly as the Hamilton-Bottas duo we've gotten used to over the years. But with Perez now getting into grips with the RB18, it seems Horner wants to keep both drivers in the hunt if Jos's suggestions of the car favoring Max's counterpart more than himself turn out to be true. If Ferrari keeps on knocking on the door with one hand at the championship trophy, Verstappen continues to have a tough time adapting to the new machinery, and Perez's signs of improvement with no clear end in sight, it could be a handful not to have Checo close to the championship lead, especially it being self-inflicted by Red Bull's team orders. So it seems logical that Horner only had words of praise for the Mexican before giving him the ultimate gift of a 2-year contract extension, which only goes to show the team fully backs Sergio to fight at the sharp end of the sport. Checo is in the form of his career. He is doing a great job, and it is not a one-off. In Checo, we've got a driver that's growing in confidence. He's just won the Monaco Grand Prix, and we've got these 2 wonderful drivers that are taking on new challenges from Ferrari this year, the cheerful Horner concluded. But whilst Horner can't hide his smile as he finally sees his dear team back in a dominant form with the two drivers closely matched, his right hand, Helmut Marko, seems to have a slightly darker outlook on the matter as he gravitated more towards Verstappen. Despite being highly supportive of Perez, Marko didn't hesitate to remind everyone that Verstappen still holds the edge over his teammate in terms of outright pace. He also didn't fail to remind us what's really causing the gap to be so thin, as he reckons the real points gap should be favoring Max much more. You forget one thing: Verstappen has already missed the finish twice this year. Both times he was in second place. If he had managed to collect those 18 points, then the distance to Perez would have been clearly greater, he suggested, referring to the Dutchman's mechanical failures in Bahrain and Australia. Despite Perez getting served the same misfortune as Verstappen in the season opener in Bahrain, retiring from what would have been a fourth place if both drivers finished, he got blessed in Australia, where we only saw Verstappen's Red Bull failing to make it to the finish line, while Perez inherited Max's silver finishing position. It doesn't change the fact that Checo is having a great season, but still, when it comes to sheer speed, Max is usually the faster of the two, Marko signed off. The team's advisor is notoriously known for his bold comments, zero tolerance for drivers slacking, and his unwavering commitment to Verstappen, so it came as no surprise to most fans hearing him utter such words, and to Marko's defense, he unusually had plenty of nice things to say about a second driver. But his facts aren't wrong. Verstappen outqualified Perez in all but 2 races, with the exceptions being the increasingly driver-focused street tracks of Jeddah and Monaco, where Checo held the edge over Max. And despite qualifying pace being far from Perez's arsenal of strengths, as he's dubbed a Sunday driver rather than a rapid qualifier, the gap between the duo shrank by 40% compared to last season, going down from an average of 0.513 seconds all the way down to 0.317, further suggesting the RB18 has played more into Checo's hands than the 2021 challenger, resulting in the two drivers being one of the most closely matched duos on the grid. So, with Perez slowly closing in, breathing Verstappen right on his neck with a mere 15-point gap in the standings, he could very well pose a pressing threat to the Dutchman's aspirations of getting 2 titles on the bounce. Sergio put it clear after his contract extension was announced, he's at Red Bull to win, not to play second fiddle to Verstappen. Having my future decided allows me to stay focused on the main goal of winning races and world titles. Today, I think I'm in the best moment of my career and driving for a team that always seeks perfection, which is the perfect match for me, concluded Sergio, indeed sounding fully confident in his chances of a bright future down at Red Bull. But we want to know what you guys think. Is Perez a genuine threat to Verstappen? How many races do you think he'll win this year? Do you see him becoming a world champion with Red Bull? And does the car really suit him more than Max at the minute? Let us know in the comments down below. We've recently started a second channel called Front Row Lockout, where our sole aim is to keep you in pole position with all the latest stories from the F1 paddock with sub-3-minute long and value-packed videos. We would dearly appreciate your support by subscribing, plus there's an ongoing giveaway for all subscribers of the new channel, which you surely don't want to miss, as you can win prizes such as your favorite team's merch and much more.